here we go. Okay. So, obviously y'all saw by the name of this that we're just gonna do like a back to the basics thing. For those little Google forms that I sent out, I believe that was last week, I don't really know. One of the biggest things that people requested on Zooms was just like a Zoom of literally like getting back to the basics and just like back to basics. I mean, like, it's keeping it simple. So we just all came together and basically just pulled, let's see, there's 6 other leaders, including myself. So 7 total that are going to just share some tips with you guys. And so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and spotlight AJ. And AJ, you should be able to unmute yourself. Oh, you already did. And you can go ahead and get started.
Hey y'all, so I am going to talk about just kind of like personal development, a little bit of consistency, but these are my favorite things, and I think sometimes, so I can't find my tripod, and that's probably going to happen a lot. I'm sorry, because, yeah. But anyway, I feel like some people just don't really know like what personal development is or what that means, and so to so simplify it, the definition of development is the process of developing. So what is developing? So develop is to grow or cause to grow and become more advanced or elaborate. Or it can mean to start, exist, experience, or possess. So if you've been in the business for a while, or maybe like you have certain characteristics about you, like you are just great at captions, then that's something that like you just become more advanced. But maybe like you have no idea how to make a caption, then personal development also applies to you. So basically what I'm saying is at any level, we all need personal development. And so this can look like learning to lead. Like maybe you've always been a follower and you've never been in a leadership position, or maybe you've always been a leader and you need to learn how to follow. Maybe it's learning communication, like with your potential customers, with your team, with your sideline sisters. A lot of the times we talk about just like positivity and mindset and just like manifesting, speaking life into your business, speaking life into the people around you, speaking life into your situations. It can also just be like money management. And that's really, really big in this business because as I mentioned last time, like we jump not just like 50 cents an hour, we jump hundreds and thousands of dollars in this business. And then like maybe personally you have a faith that you associate with. So maybe that's going to church or digging deeper into your faith. Time management, goal setting, and like learning how to set realistic goals and learning how to achieve them, because that's something that I didn't learn until maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. Can y'all still hear me? Sorry, I just got a call. And so some of the most common ways that you can develop these characteristics and develop like these habits and these mindsets are like podcasts. Seriously, like they're free if you have an iPhone. I'm not really sure about Androids, but if you have an iPhone, download the podcast app, and a ton of them are free on there. Just kind of browse around. And then I'll try to send some in the chat later that I listen to. Podcasts are just really easy because you can listen to it in the car, you can listen to it in the music in the morning, just wherever throughout your day. I'm a reader. I love to read, and I find a lot of value through books and like scribbling notes on the side. So that's another way. Maybe if you go to church, recently over these last probably 6 months, I journal every single day. And so if you go back in your journal and you see like, you can see positive mindset changes, or you can see like positive things going in your life, or you can say like, okay, maybe I've been a little bit negative, or like maybe I need to readjust this. And that goes to like self-evaluation so that you know what you need to work on. Also for me, like music is a big thing, and you would think that like music isn't part of self-development, but it is, because it really works on like your mood and your mindset. So like maybe in the morning, if you have like an uplifting or a motivational song or whatever, play that in the morning and just see how it affects your day. Like pay attention to the music that you play on your car ride to work or to school or wherever you're going. And then just like the biggest tool that y'all have is just going to events and getting on these Zooms and doing trainings, because that is part of personal development. You're hearing things from people that probably have been in the business longer than you and are probably at a higher rank than you. And they're giving you all of their wisdom and all of the things that they've been through. And also sometimes, even if you are like their upline, sometimes like people will say things and you're like, I've never looked at it that way, or like, I really need to work on that. Like, it's really great that like you just said that, because I didn't even realize that I was being negative, or that sort of thing. So, and then my other little spiel is just like, stay consistent with that. So like, if you set a goal, one of the easiest things in this business to do is say like, I'm going Ruby this month. That's happening. And then like 2 weeks go by and like you're not exactly where you wanted to be, and you're like, okay, well, I guess I'm not going Ruby. Or you're just not thinking about your goal. Like, you're not keeping your eye on the prize. Like, you have to learn to stay consistent with your goals and stay consistent with the habits that are going to get you to your goals. It's also staying consistent in communication, like talking to your team, talking to your upline. Sometimes you start and you don't want to ask questions because you feel like they're stupid or like whatever, and you just kind of lose touch with your upline. I talk to my upline every single day. Every single day. Like, can you attest to that, Shy? She's not listening. Yes, she is. Okay. Every day. I text her every single day. And I'm pushing for triple. So just stay consistent with communication. If you're using products and you're sharing that you're using products, stay consistent with that. Because if you just post like, oh, I'm drinking coffee like 3 times a month, like, okay, good for you. Like, it just kind of seems like you're just putting it out there to show that you're doing it, but it doesn't really look like you're doing it, if that makes sense. So that was my thing. And I think Mariah has some more to add on about being consistent for y'all.
Yeah, Mariah, you should be able to unmute yourself. And so yeah, she's also just going to talk about being consistent in your business. So yeah, Mariah, go ahead and take it away, and I'm going to pin your video, and then.
All right. Hello. So I'm Mariah. I'm a full-time student here in Wilmington. So consistency, I feel like, is something that I wish I would have started earlier in the business. But as like, I started at the very beginning of summer, and so I had a lot of time on my hands to like keep staying consistent if I wanted to. But like things like as simple as getting my posts like started every single day and being consistent with that, I had a lot of time to like just plan it out and like get my tasks done that I needed to. But I wasn't doing that. I like was doing it small chunks, but not as much as I could have. But now that I'm in school and getting like so close to my Ruby promotion and just like staying even more consistent, and to help myself grow, my business grow, and like my team, I've just really realized like consistency isn't something that's supposed to make you stressful. Like, even though I have a lot going on, it's not something to be getting worked up over. It's just like little steps at a time, and making it like not a stressful habit, but like something you're excited about because it's going to just keep you growing. So I feel like I know people do power hours, and I do that too, like sometimes in my schedule when I write down what I have planned to do for the day the night before for like the next day. And like power hours are great because like there's a lot of things that I'm doing throughout the day and I need time to just focus on work. But when you're doing that, like you also are sending out a lot of messages at a time. And so you're still like getting interactions all day long. And so like balancing my schoolwork and like from being consistent, I guess like, so I don't know how to describe it, but like from being consistent, like that strong power hour, you still have to like keep up with that and keep people engaged, which is something you should be excited about. Like the more you are consistent, the more people that are going to be attracted to you, which leads like builds up the excitement. So even if you're having like a rough week or just starting, like the feeling you get when people are responding from you being consistent does feel so good, which is like pushed me even more. What else? Oh, also last night on the leader Zoom, they did the one demonstration with she did the one demonstration with the cards, which I absolutely love because it showed like how much like staying consistent you have like the 50, like how she said, you have 52 decks of cards, and like you want to find that ace, but there's only 4 in there, and I'm not even gonna find that ace if I'm just only doing like 2 at a time. Like, how far is that gonna get me? If I'm doing 60 messages a day, I'm gonna be able to find those 4 aces way quicker than if I'm just doing 2 at a time or 3 at a time. Like, it's just gonna take so much longer to grow. But if you're just staying consistent, it's going to help so much. And even like with your posts or like story posts and your feed, that's people being attracted to you every single day and seeing your face out there, which I've really just like learned, because I used to only post like once a week in high school to base it off of my likes and who's going to like see it, or like I used to care just so much. But now it's just like I'm being consistent for me, and I know there's different people out there like seeing my posts every single day, even if they're not liking it. So it's so worth it, I guess.
I love that. And I love that you brought up the deck of cards. I literally purposely meant to go buy a deck of cards to show you guys that analogy, but I forgot. It's okay. But like, I'm just going to kind of give like a quick rundown of like, if for those who haven't seen it, you guys, like, it was amazing. So like basically like what she did was she had like her 52 cards, and there's only 4 aces, and she was just like pulling back cards, and it was like a 2, and she's like, this is a girl that joins and goes into the witness protection program. And then the next one was a king, and she was like, this girl is like probably win diamond, like she's like a rock star. And then it was like a 4, and like I don't know, the way that she explained it just like literally blew my mind, because like it is so true. Like, you enroll people in this business that, I mean, just honestly, they don't do anything, and then you enroll people that literally change your entire business. And like, that's like, it happens to all of us. And like, I can say that like there's been times where I've enrolled like an ace and an ace, and then my next 20 people are like straight 2s, but like that happens. And so like, I love that she brought that up, because that analogy literally just like mentally helped me so much. So yeah, I thank you so much for that. I absolutely love that. And then also, again, thank you for bringing up that analogy, because I probably would have forgot, but that was absolutely amazing. Okay, so next we have Danny. Again, you should be able to unmute yourself, just kind of introduce yourself for those who don't know you, and I will pin your video. Where are you? Okay, here you are. Okay, you're good to go.
Okay, is my AC too loud, first of all, or should I turn it off?
I can't hear it at all, so you're good.
I can off just because I can't hear myself barely. But I'm going to talk about Instagram and like posting, and it's sort of kind of like what Mariah said, like all these things tie together a lot, like being consistent. But I'm just going to talk about Instagram and what's been working for me on Instagram and what's worked for me from the very beginning on Instagram. So main thing is posting. Literally, like, if you don't post like in this business, like that's like our one job. Like, when you hear someone say like you had one job, like if you have a business that is network marketing and you don't post or tell people or show people what you have, like you're not doing anything. You're like basically not showing up to like a 9 to 5, but like you don't have to go to work to a 9 to 5. You just have to post some stuff about your products and your business opportunity. Oops, I just lost my notes. Okay, so posting every day. I wake up and literally it's so simple. You throw some slides up on your story. Clara, no. And she's starting to be annoying and get up all my stuff. Post some slides on your story when you first wake up. It literally takes 2 seconds. Like, get some stories that have like either product results or like about the business. And those take no time at all. So if you are busy and you wake up and you're like running around, like you're like me, and when you have to wake up for something, you wake up like 5 minutes before, like those don't take any time at all. And then if you are using a product consistently in the morning, for like coffee, for example, everyone mostly drinks coffee in the morning. If you don't, then whatever product you do use, post you making that coffee. Like, it's something so simple, but it helps a ton, because 1, you're posting about the products and what you have, and then 2, people are seeing you use it every day, and then you can go and show them your results or whatever that is doing for you. And that's obviously going to help build your, like, your following is going to start being interested and be like, what is she making every single morning, and why is she posting it on her story every single morning? And then I usually follow
up with whatever product I post about, I usually post like pictures of like results. So if I post my coffee, I'm going to throw some like coffee results on my story right after. So they see me making my coffee, and then they see what it can do for either me or whoever else like has gotten results from it. But yeah, I basically, it's network marketing. You have to show what you have, like social media, like our job and our workplace is social media. And if you don't work social media and you do in-person stuff, that's like a little bit different. But if you're posting on social media and your main network is social media, like you have to post about it. Like it's a non-negotiable, like you have to. And then secondly, live post. So if you are newer or if you're not, either way, live posts are the way to go to get distributors. Like, so obviously customers and bringing in volume and helping people with their goals and stuff is super important, because that's one way we get paid, but we get paid on enrolling distributors and helping other people make money too. So stories are one thing, and like posting like just typical, like I'm hiring ones, like those are one thing. I'm gonna take a sip. But live posts and telling people like what the business either will do for you or has done for you is like so important. Like if you are brand new and you are like, I haven't made a paycheck yet. I've made a paycheck and it was like $9. Like this business has done like nothing for me yet. Post about what it's going to do for you. Like it literally, like people believe in like you, and like they instill faith in like what you are going to do and like what your goals are. And that's how they start to like kind of see the vision whenever you are like posting. Yeah, that's why I said that. Because literally like most people's checks are not as big as expecting, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to get bigger one day. But that doesn't like, it doesn't start by you posting like, oh, I've made $1 million. Like, no, you have to show people what it's going to do for you and like speak those goals out there. So whenever I first started, I always talked about like taking over my phone bill and getting an Invisalign. That was my main why. And I took over my phone bill after 1 month of being in the business and got a new phone too. And then I got an Invisalign in January, which was like 6 months after I started, but I was like saving and stuff for that. But in the meantime, it was like paying for like groceries and gas and like small little bills like my electric. And I was posting about those things too. So even if your check is literally like $30, like that's still something. That's $30 more than you had before. That's $30 of food money that you just had and you're in college, like that you didn't have before. So don't think so much about like the big things. Like think about those small things too, because people now, as like I'm getting up in like the higher ranks, if I post about like me working towards a $5,000 paycheck, people are gonna be like, cool, like awesome, that's great, lucky you. Like you have to like show people that this can pay for less small things too, because that's what people like join for. Like they join for gas money because they don't have money to put gas in their car. They join for an electric bill. They join for a phone bill. Like those are the small things that you post about. But live post, basically, it's just shouting out your goals or posting about what it's done for you. And if you're not posting on your feed and talking about like the actual business opportunity, I feel like you're personally missing out on like a whole market of people, because I have 5,000 followers on my Instagram account. I average like 400 to like 600 people viewing my story. And 90% of the time, those people are the same 400 to 600 people. Like, so those are the same people who are constantly seeing my story, but not everyone goes through and watches Instagram stories. Some people just scroll their feed. So if I'm not posting on my feed about my business or my life and these products and stuff, then I'm missing literally a whole entire market of people. Like I got blocked from posting and doing anything on Instagram for like the past week. And I felt like I was literally like, I wasn't reaching anybody because I was not able to post actual pictures and like keep people updated on like what I was doing every day, you know? So getting in the habit and like everything like right away, like that is so important. It doesn't have to be like crazy like posts, like it literally can just be like, oh my God, I just got to spend all day like doing homework and like I got like one person started on like her health and wellness goals or like whatever it may be, like just a simple thing. Those things are gonna be like the small things that people are interested in. They're like, like what is she talking about? She's working from her phone and stuff, like, you know. And then on your stories, like, I really, really want you all, I'm challenging you all, if you do not talk in your stories and like actually like talk to people and talk about the products verbally, I am challenging you all to do that, because posting like the slides and stuff, that helps a lot. And obviously it explains like and shows results and stuff. But when you actually like show people, like I did a celery video this morning, I actually talked about my celery, explained what it did. Like, you'd be surprised. You may not think anybody watches those, but they do. Cause like, I don't know, people just get joy out of like watching other people's lives. Like, I know whenever I wasn't in this business, because it's a time waster now, but when I wasn't in this business, anybody I followed that like posted about their life and stuff on Facebook or Instagram, like I was always like watching it. Like, it could be like the boringest thing, like them going over like what they got for groceries that night, and I'd watch it. Like, like, you don't know who's watching you. So talking and like them getting to know like kind of your personality is like super crucial, because like I was super like the first time I did a video, I restarted it like 20 times. Like, I vividly remember talking about the $20 deal we had last year. My couch was like facing this way at the time, so it wasn't against the wall. I remember sitting on my couch by my window and I restarted the video like 30 times, like, I swear. But eventually I posted it, and that helped so much, because like then one, it eased me into kind of like talking on my story. But now, like a year later, I can just like post a video and like it takes one try, and I'm just like, if I mess up, I messed up. People get to know me, and that's going to help people like make a connection with you, even if you don't know that they're like making a connection with you, because people start to feel like people like know you even if they don't reach out to you right away. Okay, so that's posting. So live post for sure, and posting on your story consistently and showing like your life. And you don't just have to talk about the products. Like, I made a story once asking people if I should take my fake nails off or if I should keep them, because I wanted to play guitar. And that got like so much interaction. Like, I put like a little poll, and literally I've had like the most interaction on a poll I've ever had. So it doesn't just have to be about the business. And then the second thing for Instagram is growing your network, which this is, everything's so important, but this is important because you need new people coming in to your like Instagram, your Facebook, your network every single day. Because if you were posting to the same like 100 people, 200 people, 1,000 people, some people are going to unfollow you. Some people are going to watch you for a year and still be skeptical and then end up joining you. Some people are just going to watch you and support you like from afar, but they don't want to join, but they're still going to support you. So you have to constantly, like, once you go through like the cycle of people that you've already had on your feed or your Instagram or whatever, like, you have to bring new people in. Like, you can't just sit there and post to the same people. So a tip for that, I will go and like scroll down my feed and I'll find like someone who I've already like been following for a little bit. I click that and I'll go to their likers and like on one of their recent pictures, and then just go down and I just follow people who I think would be friendly, Mainly I follow college people because that's who I relate with. If you're a mom, probably follow moms. If you do a certain sport, you probably follow those people that are in a certain sport. But I don't do anything besides college and this business, so that's my main market. And I want to help people get out of like debt and stuff at an early age, like I'm trying to. So that's what I promote to. So that's who I follow. Corgis. If I see someone have a corgi or any type of thing similar, I'm like, sign me up, please. Like, I've had people like follow me back and tell me that they followed me back because my bio says like corgi obsessed or something like that. And like, I make connections through freaking a dog that I like. But yeah, so going down and following people, and then I interact with people who follow or who are public. So if they're public, then I go and like some of their pictures, and that is going to be like the biggest tip, like to get follows back. I'm personally on a private account, but if you're public, like either way, like you popping up on their notifications a couple of times, they're going to be like, who is this girl? Like, why is she liking my pictures? Why is she commenting on my pictures? Then they're going to either request you because you're private or follow you because they like your profile if you are public. And then as for like interacting right as you follow them and they follow you back, I really like sending a message that is just a simple like, thanks for the follow, love your page, like you seem so nice, I can't wait to get to know you more. It's just like a simple like interaction right at the beginning, because then you're kind of breaking the ice, you know, and then there may be like, if they reach out to you before you reach out to them, they're already like welcomed to your page, you know, because you're already friendly to them. And then lastly, hang on, I need to set the chat. Yeah, exactly. People are like so sweet sometimes. Like obviously there's people who don't reply like any other day, but like people are super sweet. They're like, oh my God, like thank you so much. Like you are so sweet too. Like can't wait to get to know you. And then it literally just like, it helps flow into the conversation. And sometimes they'll ask you what you do already after that, if they look at your page, or when you reach out to them again, they're like, yeah, like I've been watching you because you already like interacted with me once. And then as for like interacting and like kind of boosting your algorithm and stuff, Instagram has a weird thing, and I think you have to comment like 4 words at least on a picture. So just scrolling and liking pictures maybe will help, but it's probably not going to like boost your algorithm. You're probably just going to end up senselessly scrolling down your feed and getting lost. So make sure you're like intentionally like commenting and interacting with people. Something that I heard the other day on, I think it was with Brittany Hayes, she said if you scroll down and you can't like genuinely say something about the person that is on that like picture, or like you don't like what they're posting, like unfollow them. Like if you cannot genuinely find something to like compliment them or talk about them, or like just, you know, like if you can't connect with them in any way, like there's no sense of them being on your Instagram. Like, and I have been kind of doing that too. Like I scroll down and I'm like, why is this picture on my feed? Like I don't need this. This is not adding any value to my life. Like I probably wouldn't want them on my team, and they're probably not going to order products from me. So like I'm just going to unfollow them. If they do want to reach out to me eventually and they're following me, then that's that. But like that helps keep your following ratio down too. But it also is like helping you interact with like people genuinely, I guess. So I think those were all my tips, but being consistent on your Instagram, like it's not just going to be overnight success. Like growing your network is not always going to be like super easy. You may follow like 100 people and no one follows you back, but you may follow 30 people and they all follow you back almost. Like it really depends, and just making those genuine like interactions and stuff, that's going to help bring in like real potentials and real connections and stuff, and like even help with like distributors and everything, because they already like feel like they know you before they join. So I think that's all I have.
Also someone asked in the chat, is it your face whenever you make your coffee in the morning? So like whenever you're making those coffee videos for your celery, like is your face in it? I just wanted to make sure you got that one.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I don't even know what's that in the chat. But yeah, so most of the time it's just like I take a video on Snapchat and I just prop it up, and it's literally just me making my coffee, and then I like zoom it, like fast forward it so it's like a little bit faster, so people aren't just watching like 3 minutes of me making coffee. It's like 30 seconds of me making coffee. But yeah, usually my face is in it, and obviously when I talk, my face is in it too because I'm talking. But even like little things like that, if you're not like ready to like talk verbally on your story, post a video of you just making coffee and fast forward it and like put some music over it, and then people are going to be like, they're still going to wonder why you're making coffee on your Instagram story, you know? And obviously there's a reason why you're making it. And then you throw in some like product slides, and then they're like, oh, okay, so this coffee helps you lose weight. I'm a little bit interested. But yeah, showing your face is always the way to go.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure you hit that. I would have answered it, but I wanted to. Okay, so now we are going to have Molly, and Molly is going to talk and give you guys her biggest tips on how to work this business on Facebook. So same thing as normal. You should be able to unmute yourself and just introduce yourself, and we'll go from there.
Hey, I'm Molly. I am going to go a little bit off of what Danny was just saying. I pretty much the same thing with stories and posting. And then I kind of wanted to share a couple things that I'm going to start incorporating that were set a green carpet. Because sometimes you don't know what to post about, or they were talking about turning your mess into your message, and taking your struggles and turning them into your story. And then they'll give you the strength you need to get success, talking about what your life was like before it works, how you found it works, what held you back, how your life is different now, and invite them to like join that story of yours. And not only are you talking about all that stuff, but you're also facing those objections up front, and talking about those when they're probably experiencing them themselves. And they also said that people relate to your struggle before they're going to relate to your success. So I really liked that. I know that we all try to, make those pretty posts and just put those up, but it is also important for us to show that raw and real, authentic part of ourselves as well. So I'm going to be adding a lot of that in more. A lot of things that I've been doing recently. So recently I learned, and I don't know if some of you do already, but I learned that you can block other people from being able to view your friends on Facebook. And I thought that was a really cool feature, because I don't have to worry about other people messaging my people. I've messaged other people, and apparently they check out my profile. They're like, oh, I see you're close to 5,000 friends. You're just trying to like hit me up for something. And I don't know why somebody would do that, but I don't know. I really liked that aspect of being able to control that. I also figured out, I'm going to show you if you can see this, a way to, like a shortcut of like way of like finding my friends that have been recently added. So like if some like go through the cracks, I want to make sure that I'm getting everybody on my Facebook that I'm adding. So if you just like go to your profile and hit on you just like press see all friends, and then you can just go to the recent, and then you can literally just see everybody that you recently added from now until whenever. And then I just go through all of them, I click and I send out that reach out message, which like Danny said, like I keep it super sweet. Like this one says, hey Paula, nice to connect. I'm Molly and I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2 girls, ages 4 and 18 months. I homeschool our preschool. I'm eager to learn more about you. And I'm connecting with more moms, and like the more that I send messages like that, they're like, oh my gosh, like I have kids too, this is how old they are. I'm following a lot of homeschool mommies, so then we talk about like what methods we're using and like really connect on that sort of basis. And then like a couple days later I'll go back and like connect again and then send them out like my product message and stuff like that. And then a lot of people I'm sure know already how to look up events on Facebook. But if you like go to that little 3 tab there, and then just go down to events, you can click on events happening like this weekend, and that's what I did. And Danny and I are going to go host a sip and sample table this weekend that we found an event for. We called around and made stuff for that. So that's really helpful with finding events on Facebook. And one other thing I wanted to touch base on is posting. I know like I hear a lot from people about not knowing what time to post during the day, or sometimes not even getting a post up till like late at night. I know these last 2 days I didn't do this myself with being home like so late with driving and everything back home. But I always like to make my posts at night, like literally it's the last thing I'm going to, I might like have one eye open, like falling asleep, but like that post gets done before I go to sleep. So the first thing I do when I wake up, I get the kids up and then I go to my phone and I post my, my life post. I always hear like, well, the interaction's better at this time. I personally have actually been having better interaction on my posts the earlier that I'm posting them. I don't know if people are just, looking at them then before work, and then I'm getting the rest of the people throughout the day. But I've been having much more success that way. And then my post is up and I'm not waiting until the end of the day to get it up. So that's what I have for you guys.
I absolutely love that. I also just had a quick question because I think Danny did this for me. I really don't remember, but like, how do you delete your friends list? Like I have mine, like, I don't say deleted, but like, it's not on my thing. Like you can't see it if we're not friends. Do you remember how to do that? Cause I don't.
Not off the top of my head, but I'd be happy to like look through and find it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we can send that in the chat for you guys, because I know a couple of y'all were asking. I don't remember how to do it. I think I'm like 95% sure it's on the computer. So
I did it from my phone, so I'll look it up and I'll find it.
Okay, cool. So I lied to you guys. Never mind. But so yeah, I meant to say this, which like you guys have kind of caught on to the thing. If y'all have any questions throughout this, please put them in the chat and we'll be sure to answer them. I have it pulled up, so I am looking at everything. But yeah, so now we are going to move on to Hannah, and Hannah is going to give you guys some tips about signing distributors. Let's see, Hannah, you should be able to unmute yourself, and same thing, I'm going to pin your video, introduce yourself, and we'll keep going.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Hannah. I am going to talk about just getting distributors to join and just potential distributors. Wow, English. I'm going to start off with what's been working for me most, because I signed 3 distributors this month so far. Yeah, because of today it was 3, and then one of them, a girl joined under one of my distributors on the same day she joined, so technically 4. So the biggest thing that worked for me with those was I've been posting, like taking a picture of myself. Like I went and did like a whole photo shoot one day, and I took like all of those different pictures and put just a little description on there, like saying like, hi, I'm Hannah, I'm 18 years old, I'm a full-time college student, I work a part-time job, and I'm working this new business, and like just saying like what it's done for me so far, what it's going to do for me. Like my biggest thing is like paying for school, because like PA school is going to cost me $70,000, and there's like no getting around that. So that's kind of like my biggest things. Like I always talk about like money for school. Pretty much everyone who has joined under me is someone that I've either like known personally, like close friends or acquaintances. I think that's mostly just worked because like those are the people that are less scared to reach out to me. So I definitely, once I realized that those are the people that were joining under me, those are the people I reach out to more. So like I go through on Instagram, you can go to like who you're following and see who you're following the earliest. I go to that, and then I go through like people that like I used to talk to really often, or like people that we kind of disconnected but we knew each other, and I'll talk to them about it. And that's where I've had a lot of success. Even if they don't join, they still some of those people even bought products from me, and that seems like the best thing for me. But definitely those pictures with the descriptions. I don't post the like the I don't know what to say, like the pre-edited pictures that like show like, oh, like I'm looking for people to join. Like I will post that after I post the pictures in the description of like what it is. So yeah, and then another thing is like I just worked on like planting seeds. The kid who joined me today, I said kid, that's weird. A guy joined me today, which is kind of weird. I don't know why so many guys have been joining me. And I was telling Danny that like it's kind of like weird to me, and that I want more girls to join because I don't know how to like train them as well. But I think I talked to him in July, and he reached out to me and he asked me a bunch of questions. I answered them, and he was like, okay, well, like I don't really have the money right now. And like I think I tried to send him something about like, oh no, like, but like this is why you should do it anyways. And he never answered. And then he texted me randomly today, and he literally just said, hey, Hannah, I'm ready to join. I don't even care about the fee. So, like, send me the link. And I was like, okay, sure. So, like, definitely, even if you talk to someone and they don't respond to you and they leave you in red, or they're just like, yeah, like, that'd be cool. Maybe I'll join one day. Like, they probably will join one day once they see that it's doing something for you. And a lot of people reached out to me after like I posted like that I got my first bonus, and I like put like a little screenshot of that on my story. A lot of people messaged me, a lot of friends messaged me for sure. One thing that really loud. Sorry guys. One thing that really worked for me too was I think when like maybe in my first like month or 2 I did like an Instagram TV of me talking about the business and talking about what the business has done for me or what it's going to do for me, instead of me just posting pictures. And I like actually talked, and I just kept it on my feed, so it popped up kind of like a picture. I don't know, that was my first time doing Instagram TV, and I was like kind of scared to do it. But I don't do like Instagram lives very often because I know that not that many people jump on when I do try to do them. And Instagram TV seemed to work a lot better for me, to where I can like talk and get all of my like thoughts out and really explain like what the business is doing for me. One big example that like I put out there was like when I first joined, I think I told Danny this, that I was like, I literally don't have money to like buy my dog's food this week. And I was like, it was going to take all of my tips from the weekend to buy my dog's food. And I was so mad about it. And the other day, like I went out and like bought his food and bought him like a bunch of toys, and I like didn't even care about it. And so I posted a picture saying like, oh, like 2 months ago, I would have had to use all my tip money from the week to like pay for just my dog's food and like my food for the week. But like this time, like I didn't even have to think or like say no about something. So I think that was another thing that I really liked doing, was talking about like just what it's done for me. And like I think my first few weeks I didn't really have anything to talk about. I was like, this hasn't done anything for me yet. But now that I'm getting more into it and I've been doing more, I'm really seeing more ways that I can talk about what is really happening for me. And yeah, I think that's my points, but just my biggest thing was like the descriptions of myself on those pictures and talking to old friends. Even some of my boyfriend's friends are the 2 guys that joined me are my boyfriend's friends. So, I mean, just really like take the connections that you already have and like run with those first. Yeah.
I absolutely love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now we are going to jump to Michaela, and yeah, same thing. I forgot how to speak English, sorry. Michaela, unmute yourself, introduce yourself. You got it.
Hello, everyone. I am Michaela. I'm going to try to talk as clearly as possible. I had surgery on my mouth yesterday, so girl is riding the struggle bus hard over here, okay? I am going to talk about enrolling LCs, the bread and butter of what we do. It took me a really long time to figure out how to really seal the deal with LCs. It's something that I struggled with at the beginning of my business. So for the past 7 months, I just really crafted a way to seal the deal and have fluid conversations with LCs or potentials. So the first thing, obviously, is messaging new people every single day. If you're not messaging new people every day, you're preaching to the same choir, and you're like not going to get anywhere with that. So you have to message new people every single day. And so after you send that initial reach out message, I really do think that you have to have a strong reach out message when you're talking to potentials, because if you're sending a message that sounds really copy pasty, sounds really spammy, people are not going to respond to you. So if you're new, your enroller should have sent you like a message to send to people. But if you're not new and you've been in the business for a while, I really think that you should reevaluate your reach out message. Make sure that it's up to date, it sounds good, and that it's working well for you. If it's working well, you don't have to change anything. But if it's not, then change it up a little bit. I've changed mine multiple times, and the one that I'm using right now sounds a lot better. So after you send that initial reach out message, you're gonna go ahead and if they say yes to wanting to hear more information, go ahead and write them down. I don't have my binder in front of me, but like I write every single person down who says yes to my initial message, so I could follow up with them later on. But if they leave you unread after that message, the reach out message, send them, hey, like, did I catch you at a bad time? And then if they don't respond after that, I just leave it alone. They always come back. But as for the people who were interested in getting more information, you go ahead and send them the message with the categories and whatnot. So they pick that category, and then something that I've been doing recently is just trying to get more information about what they want specifically. So I get a lot of people who want weight loss information. So of course, like ask them like, hey, like, do you like coffee? How much weight are you trying to lose? And then they give you that whole spiel. And then I've been adding in personal things after that message. So I'm like, oh, I totally understand that. I remember before I started using this particular regimen, I felt like really unconfident. Like I was not confident in my own skin. Like I was super bloated and all this stuff all the time. But then I started using these products, and it helped me out a lot. And then I send them the product description of like the triple threat or whatever. So that really helps. And then they get a little bit of insight about how I feel about the products before they like read about them. So I send them that. And then after that, I send my personal before and after pictures before I send them the price. Because if you're being personal with them and then you give them your personal before and after pictures, they get like a visual representation of like what it could do for them. And then like if you send it before the price really doesn't matter to them. They're like, oh yeah, I'm sold, whatever. So then you go ahead and you send them the price information and stuff like that. And then after that, I go ahead and get their phone number. I'm like, I'm sitting by my computer, placed an order for another customer. What's your number? I can go ahead and get your order in before I go to the grocery store or something like that. just so you can create a sense of urgency, because if you tell them that you're about to go do something, they're more compelled to go ahead and get their order in right then and there. And then I sign up all my customers myself. So after that, after they send me their phone number, I go ahead and text them like, hey, it's Michaela. And then I go ahead and get their information from them and place that order. So yeah.
I absolutely love that. I thought I was unmuted or muted. I thought I was talking to myself. It's fine. Anyway, I love what you said about how, because like I basically do the same thing, but how you said that like you say like I'm doing it now and then like I'm about to go to the grocery store. I love that you added that in there, because like I just basically say like I'm at my computer even if I'm like driving down the highway, you know. So it's so funny because like if I say like I'm about to leave to go eat with my boyfriend, like something like that, like I don't know, because like it's like it does like create that urgency. But if you say like I'm about to leave but I can do it for you right now, I would literally be like, oh my gosh, and like sending you like my whole life, you know. So I love that. And I love that you've been implementing that. I've been like taking notes this whole time. So I'm definitely going to have to start doing that as well. But yeah, I love that. So also, I just wanted to ask you a question because, well, I know the answer for it, but I just wanted to ask you for it. Kind of the same thing that like what Danny was talking about. Do you feel that like you using the products and actually showing them on your story helps you get customers as well?
Oh, 100%. That's mainly how I get my customers. Of course, like you have to message every single day, but when they see that you're using the products, they feel compelled to ask you about it because they trust you. They see that you're actually doing it and you're not someone who's just going to sell them something that you don't know how it works. You don't know what kind of results you're going to get from it. If they see that you are using it, they're going to trust you. People buy from people that they trust. So if they don't see that you're using it, why should they buy it from you? You know what I mean? So you have to definitely put yourself out there that you're using it. And then I also think implementing that, sending that personal results pictures in the DM when you're telling them about the product helps a lot, because they actually see you personally and like what the product has done for you. Of course, if you don't have, like if you're new and you don't have before and after pictures, ask your enroller for a good solid before and after picture for that particular product so you can send to them. But if you have personal ones, use it. It works. It works.
Okay, so then going off of that, if I'm a new distributor and I don't have products yet, what would you tell me to do?
I would definitely, I think it really just depends. So let's say like if it's like weight loss and you like haven't got your keto combo, you haven't got your business builder kit, you don't have any products at all. Definitely speak with your enroller, because they will be able to help you talk about, like, to help you go through that conversation a little bit. But also I would just be really excited. Like, oh, I haven't used it yet, but I'm super excited to get my hands on it. I just haven't got my shipment yet. Super excited to try it. But if you talk about how excited you want to try it, then they will be like, oh, okay, because people feed off of excitement. So just definitely create that sense of excitement for them.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I had to ask that. And also, I texted Danny this like maybe 2 hours ago. I redid my reach out message and I'm sending it in the chat for you guys. And I tested it out because I'm super weird about giving you guys things to use if they're not going to work for me. I sent this out to 20 people and 10 people responded and all of them said yes. So like I had like half of them not respond and half of them actually did respond, and the ones that did respond said yes. And like for you guys, you know, those odds are like pretty freaking good. So yeah, I just wanted to send you guys that. And I basically added in like personal discount for using the products, for joining the team, or just spreading the word, which we know is host to post. So I wanted to share that to you guys as well. And I am just going to finish this off here real quick with with some last minute distributor tips. I love signing distributors, honestly. That's my favorite thing to do in here. So I've been over here kind of constructing it because y'all know how green I am, and it didn't paste. It's literally my entire conversation of a distributor, and it's like every objection, and it's still not pasting. It's fine. Okay. But yeah, so once it gets pasted in here, it's basically, what's it called? It's basically just like why can't I think of words? It's how I go through the conversation with them. And then, let's see. Lexi, that's part of it, but there's like a lot more to it as well. I can't find it, but I'm going to put it in the chats for you guys because it's not pasting. But yeah, so I don't know. That's been really helping me. And I've signed, I don't know how many distributors this month. It's over 10. So it's been working for me. I've been using the script exactly as possible. I don't change it. I literally only answer questions like for what they ask me. I'm really open with them, and yeah, that's kind of it. So that's really all I have for you guys tonight. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. Text me, message your enroller, message whoever. Like, we're all going to be here to help you guys. This will be on my YouTube channel by tonight. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.